Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now this is a little different to the usual content. This is my private league that I'm in, the Z4E. This is the third season that it's been running. And as you can probably imagine, everyone's in the Z4, but we've got a brand new layout for this year, whole new concept. We've got custom BOPs, we've got different format of racing, we've got a qualifying race, we've got endurance, then we've got a sprint race. Now it's a completely new format, so I'm looking forward to what it's got to bring, what it's got to offer. So I thought I'd turn them all into feature videos for you guys to enjoy just as much as I did taking part. Now the races will be every other Thursday, so every 2 weeks there will be a video on this. Now without any further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying. Now, the format for qualifying is a reverse grid based on the championship standings. So the way it worked, I ended up starting P7 for qualifying. Now we have to use the racing super softs. There is no tyre wear, no fuel depletion, and it is literally a 3-lap race. And whoever crosses the line in first place, you will start pole position for the endurance race. Now there is also bonus points to be had here. First, second and third get bonus points and go towards their championship standings, so it's all to play for. So as we get underway here at the Red Bull Ring, we have 2 cars there that have come together and gone off there on the side of the track. That's bad news for them, but good news for us. We gained 2 positions there, really, without having to do too much. So as we come, who is that there? That looks like Phil there has lost his way and had a little engagement with the kitty litter. As we see there, we just miss him as he rejoins the track, and then as you can see there, Freddie also has decided to join him out there. Now as we come into the last few corners of lap 1, we're firmly within the slipstream range here, but the way that the championship works this year is that there are 3 different BOP brackets. So the further down you are in the championship, essentially the quicker the car is. And then P1, P2 and P3 all have their own individual BOPs. So the idea is to bring the pack together and really sort of include everyone in the racing. As you can see here, so some of these cars here have faster BOPs than me, so it doesn't matter what I do coming out the corners, I'm really going to have to try my best to get round these cars, because my car literally just does not have the top end or the acceleration as some of these cars, because of the way the BOP handicap is working, which in my eyes is absolutely amazing. It gives everyone a fair crack of things. There's not one person that's dominating, because everyone's BOP is changing each week, and it just makes all-round great racing, as you will see as this video goes on. Now, just a little note there. Oh my lord, as Eduardo there, again, that corner is claiming a lot of victims. Now, anyway, we come to the end of lap 3, and I try as I might, but I just cannot get past anyone else. So we're going to take P3, and we're going to pick up 1 bonus point, which pretty good start. I was happy with that. So as we get into the endurance race, it is 30 minutes. You have to use either mediums or hards. There is not a requirement. There's not a requirement on pit stops, but they are the only 2 tyres on offer. So we are going to get this race underway. It is a rolling start. It is a normal grid of the endurance race. So what can we do from here? Now, I was feeling confident going into this race. The strategy was looking like a 1-stop pit window between 10 to 12 if you really wanted to push it. Didn't really need to do any fuel saving, only if you wanted to make that pit window a little bit shorter, but fuel wasn't really an issue. So we're going to go into we're going to call that turn 2. I don't like to call that turn 3. And we're going to try and sneak our way through the inside of Miles here. Now he's got a faster BOP than me, so this is going to be a real challenge straight from the off. Now I couldn't catch him in qualifying, so I've done well here to sort of close that gap straight away. We get the move done going into that corner that likes to claim drivers. We're all through, all safe and sound. We both got through it, which is happy days. Now the hunt is on to catch Padam Paul in P1. Now I do believe he has the quickest BOP, so I'm gonna have to absolutely nail everything to get past him. But I think he gets a bit of a really poor exit coming out of there, and I got an absolutely amazing drive on him. We're going to go into the last two corners here, and I am going to secure myself P1. Now from this point on, it is just head down, remember your lines, remember your corners, remember your braking markers, and just try and pull the biggest gap that you can, because there's going to be people behind me with quicker BOPs that are going to be hunting me down. So we skip ahead to lap 11. Now this is the pit window. Now, as you can see from the side there on the right hand side, I've been banging in consistent times. But Christian behind me, who's going to be my main rival for this race, he is literally behind me coming in the pits at the same time. Now, as you can see, I've used 35. I have 35 units of fuel left, and he has 28. So if we can get this right, we should come out the pits way before him. Now I am going to fill up to around 72 units, but I seem to have overfueled. I have made a bit of a boo-boo there. Now what's he on? He is on 55 units of fuel, so I have made a serious error. A serious error. I went in the pits with about a second and a half gap, and I probably could have come out with about a 2-second gap if I would have got it right, but I absolutely messed it up. And I think that might have absolutely blew my chances, because once Christian got alongside me in that quicker Z4, that was it. It was real. There was nothing really I could do. I'd have to work insanely hard to keep up with him. Now we've got Paul here just in front of us. Now I do believe Paul was having a few technical difficulties with his steering wheel exactly at this point, so it was a little bit tense. Now as we come through these corners here, we managed to get past him. Now Christian got a much better drive around the outside of Paul there. I got a little bit caught up on the inside, sort of impeding my racing line. But now what can I do from here? I'm in the slower car. Can I keep up with him? I'm going to have to stay in that slipstream. If I can stay in the slip, he'll drag me along, and we'll try and pull clear of everyone else, and hopefully it can slingshot me into striking distance, you know, and I can sneak the nose of my car up the inside and hopefully squeeze it round him somewhere. But what can I do? Can I stay with him? We will see. Now we're going to skip to lap 20. Unfortunately, as hard as I try, as you can see there, look, he's just going out of shot. I just could not keep up with him. Didn't matter what I did. So it looks like we're going to bring it home in P2 for the endurance race. Now, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. For me, that is a quality result. I got an extra bonus point in qualifying. I'm going to pick up P2 points here, plus the bonus point. Things are looking good. From this point on, it's looking good. And now, after this, we're going to dive straight in to the sprint race, where all sorts of action happens. So, let's get into that. Right, so as you can tell, it is a standing start. It's a reverse grid. It's 8 laps. This is going to be tense. We've got 8 laps to filter our way through the pack to try and secure a podium. And we've got Christian behind us, who's going to be absolutely insanely fast. We've got soft tyres only. Now there'll be no pit stops. The tyres will last a distance. So this is just an out and out, let's just go crazy race. It's absolutely brilliant. Now what can we do? So right now we're in P12, so we've gained 1 position. We're trying to tuck in behind drivers, trying to get that any bit of slipstream. We pick up half a second penalty there, but we did run wide on the exit to sort of avoid any damage or any crashing or anything like that. So we're going to all manage to squeeze our way through turn 2. I get very, very unsettled there on the exit on those curbs, especially on that yellow sleeping policemen. We want to avoid those at all costs. So we're going to go into the death corner, shall we call it, the kitty litter corner. Now I'm going to try and go around the outside of Michael there, but I get sort of, I think I'm the end victim of a sort of understeery mess. Let's take a look at that. So as we come down into that corner now, I am on the outside. I'm thinking about a move around the outside of Michael. We've got two cars behind me. I've got Ed and Paul. And Ed sort of gets a little bit unsettled. He nudges Paul, Paul nudges me, and unfortunately it spits your boy out right at the back. So now I am coming to the end of lap 1 and I'm in dead last place. And I have no idea where Christian is at this point, but I do know he's somewhere near the front. So this is not good for me. Now we're going to come onto the home straight to end lap 1 and start lap 2. Now we've managed to sort of close that gap. We're back in the slipstream. Now what's happening here? These cars are looking to go free abreast through here. It's never going to work. They all go to cover the inside line, and Paul absolutely sends it into the shadow realm. Lovely, Jolie. I'm up into P12. Now who have I got? I've got Ed in front of me. Now I believe he's in a faster BOP as me as well. So again, we're going to struggle here. If I'm going to get past him, I've got to do it now. I've got to do it quick. I don't have long to try and close that gap. Now we get a good exit out of there, but again, doesn't matter how good of an exit I get, I just cannot close that gap. As I look for a move on the inside here, and I seem to have put Ed under enough pressure that he once again gets at the bucket and decides to build some sandcastles over there in the Keatler. So now I've got a fairly large gap here to the cars in front, but it is a big gaggle of cars. Oh, as it looks like Fretty has once again decided to play over there in the sand. Now, the good thing here is that these cars are battling up ahead, so it's giving me time to catch up. So as we come into the last 2 corners, I can never really gauge if I'm doing these last 2 corners right, especially this corner here. I think I had about 2 or 3 different racing lines through there, but I managed to get a really good exit there. And we're going to bump Michael, we're going to give him a little draft, and that way hopefully he drags us along. Now Mark is in between us. Now what's he going to do here? We're going to go into the braking zone. Mark seems to split the pair of us, takes advantage of Michael ghosting, burns around the outside of us. Absolutely insane. Look at this. There is no room for anyone here. How he gets this done, I do not know. So there we go, into the braking zone. He takes advantage of the ghosting and just squeezes his way past. Absolutely insane. Now we've rejoined the action just after turn 2, and I've got past Michael, and now I am in the slip of Mark, hoping to sort of close that gap, hit him under pressure, and force a move, force an error, because I really need to start making my way through this pack now. As we missed the apex there by an absolute country mile. But you know, it doesn't matter. We're still there. We're still in contention. As there's a driver there on the grass, not too quite sure what he did, and then it absolutely takes. I think that was Dave. Absolutely took Ed out. I'm not too sure. That was just a mess. As he gets all sideways there on the grass, as you can see there on the right, you see a massive plume of dirt, and then. Yeah, it all just got very messy there, and poor old Eddie just absolutely left in no man's land over there in the gravel. So we're up into P7 on lap 3. It's been pretty tense so far. I remember at the time I was sort of just like, I don't think I blinked once. It was just so intense. Christian, though, on the other hand, is up into first place, which is the last thing I needed, because once he gets out in front, as you can see from the little radar, yeah, he's just going to pull away. As we get the move done on Mark there, going into turn 1, lovely stuff. And now it is the real challenge. So we've skipped ahead to lap 6. We're in P5 here, and we've got Ollie and we've got Dave up ahead, as Dave runs insanely wide and gets an, I mean, that's a very unusual racing line. And then decides to cut the grass on the outside there and impedes his run. But I get an absolutely amazing drive. I go through the inside, he defends extremely late, unsettles me. Now we're going 3 abreast into turn 1. It doesn't work. He goes wide, tries to come back on the track, and just literally doesn't even see me, turns straight into me. And unfortunately it sort of unsettled his car more than mine, and yeah, he got spat out at the back and ended up in P7. Now as we close in on Ollie here, the reigning champion, I look for a move up the inside but can't get it done, and that impedes my run on the exit, and I can't do anything about it, and I got Phil breathing down the inside of me there. But nothing was to avail there, so we skip ahead to lap 7. And it looks like I'm getting a good drive on Ollie here going up into turn 1. I'm going to stay on the inside, get the move done, swing it back on the outside for the apex, and we go through there almost in tandem, shall we say. It was sort of bumper to bumper stuff there, absolutely amazing. I do grab myself a half-second penalty though. I think that might have been for the run on the exit, I'm not too sure. Now, it's our good friend Miles. He's managed to squeeze his way up into P2, pulled a bit of a gap. We're on the last lap now. What can I do from here? Now, he's in a much faster car than me. I'm going to have to absolutely nail these corners if I'm going to do anything. Hopefully, I can sort of close the gap, put him under pressure, and he can make a mistake. As again, we don't get the best of lines through there, and I have to really let off the power to save myself being claimed in death corner. Now we're going to look for the 50 board. We're going to brake on that line, nice and gentle on the brakes. Into third, we're going to go round here and then power onto the rumble strips just as the curbs end into third. Now Miles here, for some reason, decided to stay nice and tight on that corner, and it really impeded his run. We've got an absolutely brilliant exit. We're looking for a move up the inside. Are we going to get it done? We go side by side. And I think Miles just ever so slightly outbrakes himself, well, quite a lot outbrakes himself, and he shoots for a move on the inside. I run wide on the exit. Now I'm going to get a penalty. Now, am I going to stay in P2 though? Because obviously, if you get a penalty, it does throw you back a bit. But luckily for us, we managed to stay in second. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this new season that I am taking part in. Please hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you all in the next one.